Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to the Outer Worlds, here inside the C&P Borst factory. I think we're just gonna kill everybody, right? I think the plan is we just murder everyone. I mean, I guess not the workers. I'd feel bad if we were just murdering innocent factory workers. But, there's an upstairs. I guess let's go upstairs. I don't think we're engaging in anything particularly complicated here. This is just pretty much a smash and grab operation, except we're not even really doing any grabbing. It's pretty much a smash and smash kind of operation. Interesting that picking up the stuff in here does not count as stealing. That seems to be a really arbitrary dichotomy. That stuff is or is not free for you to take pretty much randomly. Alright. Greetings, authorized user. The king would like to remind you to please clock out before documenting your daily shift in 15-minute increments. Do not forget to clock back in when returning to work for your next 23-hour shift. If you would like to file a complaint, please immediately report to the king to receive an infraction on your performance. Check out these shift reports. Old files to be deleted. Message from F. Patterson to A. Rose. Subject, the end is upon us. Okay, dramatic. I don't want to say I told you so, but I did message you that the writing was on the wall back in April, did I not? Which, if you remember, is one of the reasons I begged you to please hurry in your decision-making, which inadvertently and unfortunately stoked your ire at me for rushing you. But now everything I feared is coming to pass. C&P's abandoned Monarch with the others. Factory's in working order, but less and less of us keep showing up for shifts. 'Cause what's the point, really? I never got my last 2 bit cards for wages owed, which means I can't pay rent, let alone sponsor your wastrel of a cousin's gambling habits. I know how you titter it away whenever I raise these sorts of concerns, but I'm not joking, Aggie. It's only a matter of time before I'm plumb out in the streets. And what are you going to do then? Keep telling me to wait? I can't. The next ferry's scheduled for Thursday at 2 o'clock. I'll be on it, and I'd like you to join me. If you do, then I'll have your answer at last. If not, then I guess I'll have an answer the same. Either way, I won't be waiting for another month on end. See you at the ferry platform, I hope. Yours in heart, if not in body, Fitz. Well, that's a sad story unfolding before us there, not directly relevant to our goal, but... Okay, shift... Here's a shift report from somebody. Notes, see postscript. Hey, look, they inspected the quality of the cans, then they unclogged some machinery, then they yeah, okay, I get it. Clive, what are your thoughts on that clog? It can't be Raptidon, weren't no scales. And there ain't enough cysts for it to have been a wayward pig, but I'll be damned if I've ever seen vermin so large. I admit I was skeptical when you called me and the fellows back to the factory, like we were going to run it rogue. Well, I mean, I guess we did. But you were right. There was money ripe for the picking, even without C&P's umbrella, and I just want you to know, I appreciate what you did for each of us. Best to have maintenance check the grating on the vents. That's the 2nd clog this month. So, are we to take from this that it's like a person? A person was jammed into the vents? Maybe? You know, the real big vermin, like a whole person. I mean... Why engage in stealth, when we could instead engage in this? I don't know if it's a smart idea to stand right there, Mr. Factory Worker. Okay, he's on fire. He's running. He's fine. Alright, let's see. Just some garbage. I did take some time and break some things down and mark stuff as junk, so hopefully cannot use while in combat. Well, I mean, I'm not, though. I'm not in combat. Close. That's annoying. Because we're definitely not, like, that guy's not trying to fight us. He's just leaving. Well, I guess we have to wait for him to calm the rest of the way down before I'm allowed to... There we go. Before I'm allowed to read from the computer. But yeah, hopefully next time we find a merchant and can sell our junk, we'll be nice and low on carry weight again. Greetings, authorized personnel. The king would like to remind you that terminal sessions are recorded with corresponding timestamps. Prolonged periods of use are liable to incur conduct infractions. If you would like to temporarily disable the recording system, please schedule a dinner appointment with the king after entering your password. Huh. Message from A. Rose to F. Patterson. Subject, what ends will begin again. Factory's back online. Feels strange. Not only did I never think I'd stoop to this sort of work, but they gave me your place on the line. Wish you could have waited, just for a little while. But that's fine. Me and Cousin Isaac are right as rain, we are. I never met a man so eccentric as the factory's new owner, Clive. Got a dreadful temper, he does. But he pays our wages on time, so I guess I don't rightly mind. Just, if you ain't coming back, you could at least answer my darn messages. I feel like a fool sending these. Like I'm pouring my heart into some silly diary. Maybe I'll go visit with Isaac. Haven't seen him in a few days. The one you left behind, A. So that's interesting. You could answer my messages. I feel like a fool sending these. It's not clear how much time has passed, but that subject line, I guess, is a reference to the other subject line. At first, I was wondering if the C&P system was interfering and not actually delivering the messages, but I guess that this subject line being a reference to the other subject line suggests that that's not the case. From J. Blanchard to C. Blanchard. Need a new job. Need me a new job, sorry. You gotta make sure you get enough country in the text there. I cannot fricking take it any longer. I know the money's good, I know the work's steady, but Core, you can't hardly fathom what it's like day in and day out. I grew up with the slimy worm, and now he's got me calling him the Borst King of Monarch, like real fragging royalty, like the myths of old. That's not how real royalty works. And he's always muttering to himself, or shouting, splattered with gristle or worse. But I know what happened to them fellas who got pink slips. I won't go out like that, not me, and not on account of Slaughterhouse Clive. I quit. Your loving brother, Jenin. And then you ended up as a vent clog. Maybe. Maybe possibly that's what happened. So this dude saw 3 people in these outfits shimmer and then turn into 3 people who are not in these outfits and then do a bunch of violence. He comes back in the room and sees those same 3 people. And he's just like, you know what, fine, I'm just going to sit down at my desk. I guess this is his best option. You know, you gotta keep working. It's very important that you keep working. So he knows. He knows that we are not who we appear to be. But what else is he supposed to do? Oh my god, so much garbage. And I'm gonna pick it all up so we can sell it. But oh my god, so much garbage. What is over here? Another terminal. Hopefully with some more information, something relevant. I don't know. Greetings, authorized manager. Okay, this is a start. The king would like to remind you to please record the day's production cycle numbers and promptly return to work, or I'll see you for dinner, you cysty-necked sack of blood clots. Alright, financial records. Yep, these sure are boring financial records. Okay, well, they make a lot of cans, and then they sell most of the cans. This is what we've learned. What is this? Oh, well, that would let us down into the... Wow, what is that thing? A bread worm. Bread worm. You know, like from the bread. Well, I don't really want to go down into the pig pen, so I guess if we're going down, we're going to jump over like this. Actually, what is that all over the floor? Is that what it looks like? Probably. Well, we could wait for that guy to come back and then drop on him from above. You know, just like Sam Fisher. Remember that time that Sam Fisher beat a guy to death with a cricket bat? That's what we're doing. He's coming over here. And then, I don't know, if there's anybody else in this room, we'll kill them too. But it won't be quite as dramatic.
Just where do you think...
Well, that,
Production line is that away, you worthless gadabout.
Oh yeah, my bad. See, the thing is, I got a family emergency, which requires me to fall off of ledges a lot. I gotta clock out early today.
Unless your mom's on her deathbed, you ain't got an approved excuse.
Well, as a matter of fact, she is, though.
Oh. That's unfortunate and awkward. I mean, you'd best hurry then.
Thanks. I owe you, friend. And you know what I owe you? It's this.
Solid kill.
Thank you. We certainly don't need that thing. Okay, let's keep walking. Yep, I'm not happy with the state of these floors. I guess the janitorial staff is out. You know, they're busy, they're elsewhere. Where does this go? Oh, this is where that guy ran. Yep, okay. Yeah, you know, this disguise projector thing, it's powerful in theory. It's just that today we don't really need it. I will say it's been entertaining to play this game in such a very different way from the way that I usually play these. I'm not saying that I'm a permanent convert. I'm sure I will play sneaky, smart characters who are good at lockpicking and hacking again in the future. But it's hard to argue with the efficacy here. Also, Felix, that was a wonderful dropkick. Really well delivered. Our team does feel a little unfair, perhaps. It's like the fight starts and it's all fire miniguns and grenades everywhere. What are the enemies supposed to do in a situation like this? How could they possibly hope to survive? Oh, there's still a robot. Well, hold on. We'll deal with the robot in a second here. Greetings, authorized personnel. The king would like to remind you of the following message. The Sisty Pigs get 5 cans of Borscht per meal per day each. Not 4, not 6, not 10. That is 5 precisely. And I don't care how much they squeal at you, or how pathetic looking their sad little eyes are. If you over or underfeed my stock, I will carve each of your limbs away, then run your shrieking body through the machine. Dreadful slow. Okay, good to know. I am not allowed to increase the vitamin administration to the feeding troughs by 4,000%, but I am allowed to look at the inventory logs. Inventory log. Passed. This is not how you date files in a system, by the way. Day 93, no cans. 94, no cans. 95, no cans. 96, 1,000 cans. What is happening in this factory? Well, those numbers are really increasing. Okay, inventory log present. Day corrupted, unknown cans. Yeah, this place has definitely seen better days. I mean, maybe that day was just the one where the Sisty Pigs reached maturity and their tumors started falling off. Boy, even just the concept of these things is still really grossing me out. Alright. Who's ready?
Here we go.
Yeah,
That was pretty good.
that was fun.
I hit him for almost lethal. Okay. Are we missing anything of terrible import around here? Okay, this looks like stuff. I mean, not like valuable stuff, but it's certainly technically stuff. You can't argue with that. 2 cleanup and repairs from breeding and feeding. I understand your priorities to the cannery machine and fixing its near-monthly clogs now. Did they ever find out what breed of critter keeps crawling in there? But I'm telling you, there's something lodged in the drain pipe beneath the Sisty Pig's trough. Hard to see, but in the light, I'd almost swear it was some kind of bone. Anyway, the feeding tube's backing up, so I need you to look at it. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Alright, well, we should probably look at that feeding tube, I guess, because there's something jammed in there, but it's probably just a human body. Also, where is this tube? It doesn't look like the troughs are actually connected to anything. Maybe the feed gets pushed up from below? Alright, hold on. Did we clear out this room? We didn't actually look at the other corner of the room very carefully. Also, I apparently missed these. Okay. That's nothing. Oh no, my disguise is failing. Whatever shall I do? Okay, so there's a door here as well. What do we know about the place according to the map? Very little, actually. We have a thorough map, but nothing's labeled on it, so who knows what any of this garbage even is. I guess let's go downstairs before we go exploring any further. It is weird that when you get to the point where your disguise device is failing, it doesn't fail the disguises on your companions. Okay, and the disguise device is turned off entirely. This is the way to that hatch. Okay, so this is just an exit. This doesn't take us to the feeding pipe, which is jammed with something. Oh no, okay, it did take their disguises off. Oh no, wait, it took their disguises off because I got close to the exit, so it turned the thing off entirely. But actually it completely reset it. Man, I don't care about this. I don't care about my disguise. If it breaks, it's not like we're going to get in any trouble we can't get out of. Why is there so much stuff just all over the floor? You would just leave money all over the floor. Why would you do that? Big surprise, nothing interesting there. Alright, well, I guess let's look this way. Hey, this looks important. There's lots of people over there. All kinds of stuff that's happening in this room. How may the system assist you today? Let's check the maintenance logs. Log 157. Log in machinery consisted of the following composition. 16% adipose tissues, 15% bone, 40% to indeterminate percentage, sinew, hair, hemoglobin, other organic materials. Would you like to run a deeper diagnostic? Processing keystrokes, no, 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 no. Authorization approved. Resuming deep cleansing cycle. Log 241. Dictating memoranda from authorized user control room operator. Begin block quote. Oh, for piss and plasma, I didn't input start recording now, did I? No, you stupid piece of shrapnel computer. I was only saying how it irks me when the others filch my lunch. Pea-free butter and purpleberry jelly, I'll have you know, not Borst, and for good reason. And while they're gorging, they got the nerve to fart and waggle their middle fingers at me from the factory floor. 'Cause they know I can't go down there till the shift break, and by then it's too late. I'll tell you what, though, I'm tempted. I'm tempted, all right, to use the Sentry Automech's new pink slip protocol to terminate each and every one of them. Won't be waggling their middle fingers then, now would they? No, it doesn't seem like it, on account of they'd be dead. Do I want to call the elevator to ground level? I guess I will. Remember, when meeting with the king, do not initiate conversation, avoid eye contact, respond respectfully when addressed, and above all else, do not provide any provocation for which to be canned. Yep. It's always people. The only resource that truly matters is people, which in some ways is kind of against the game's message, but in other ways I guess is sort of part of it. I don't know, man. Tossball cards, garbage. It's all just garbage. I'm the only janitor in all of space. The intercom turns on with a click-click noise preceding a beep. It appears to transmit over the factory's radio system. I don't really have anything here to say. Let's not just shout random things over the radio yet. Not until we potentially discover a thing that would be worth shouting over the radio. Alright, so I called the elevator down. That's sealed. Where actually is the elevator? I guess it must be in that room? Alright, well, we're going in there. Oh, hey, would you look at that? More small amounts of garbage. Who would have thought? Alright, so in theory, I want to avoid being seen for as long as possible here.
They'll never see us.
Actually, if I get seen by a robot, is it just gonna be combat time immediately? 'Cause if so, that would be pretty weird mechanically. Like, it's also weird for the robot to interrogate me when all we know about the robots is that they shoot on sight. But it would be super weird for it to be the case that when your disguise is out, if you get seen by a person, it leads to everything being fine, but if you get seen by a robot, it means you're fighting everybody, including the people who would have believed you if you had just lied to them in any way at all. If you would have said literally anything to them. Alright, we're gonna try to take this dude down stealthily. I don't know. I don't know if I think this whole, like, disguise stealth mechanic is any good.
Just where do you think you're sneaking to?
That was...
Production line is that away, you worthless gadabout.
But the swing was... Right, okay, fine. Family emergency, etc.
Unless your ma's on her
Your
death.
ma's on her death? Yeah, okay, she is the... Alright, fine. Stealth. Stealth was performed. Solid work, guys. Okay. Feels like we have a tactical advantage here. Let's try out that plasma launcher. I equipped it, I believe. Yeah. We found this plasma launcher. Let's play with it a little bit. Where's stuff we're shooting at?
Let him have it.
Yeah, that feels fairly effective. Oh. Arc it over the thing here.
Pass that armor.
There we go. It's not doing a ton of damage to him, I'll say that. It's not really like a damage type that they're very weak against, but it is a damage type that I can deliver to them in perfect safety. There's something to be said for that. Alright, I think we might want to just go down there and have at them.
Tossball kick.
Solid dropkick there, Felix. Oh, that guy is also dead already. Alright, well, I think we might be cool then. And we'll go back out of combat and get Felix back the moment the factory employees decide they're done being scared of us. Yeah, who needs stealth? Especially when the enemies are so dumb that they'll let you just swing a tossball bat at their head. Lives office key. Alright, seems important. I mean, how does that guy turn around, see the tossball stick coming right down on his cranium, and just go, oh, we should talk this out. Hey, what are you doing? Even worse, how's that actually, like, how is it that the game lets that actually work instead of just letting me finish clobbering him when I was 90% of the way through clobbering him? Probably once the attack animation has started, it shouldn't be interruptible by the guards anymore. I don't know. Maybe they didn't have anybody play that way in playtesting. Don't ask me about it. Not where he can hear us. I had to sneak this note onto your datapad. Delete after reading. Just be careful. All I know is Tammy spied Slaughterhouse Clive feeding the Sistis some questionable meat. Awful bloody with bones poking out of it. Says later she found a hand in the trough. She screamed. Now Tammy's been downsized too. And the pigs keep getting fatter. Yeah, well, I mean, it turns out the only way to get any food anywhere for anybody is from people. This turn can only be shocking so many times, right? Oh no, my disguise failed. Whatever shall we do? Authorized manager login sequence. Greetings, user canning machine. Performing routine diagnostics check now. Analysis complete. It appears your status is pleasant. No clogs detected in the machinery. Productive output is currently rated optimal. Adjustments are not recommended at this time. Well, of course not. Things are so optimal. Why would you adjust anything if everything's so optimal? Do they have to pick... Is this not the office? I guess it must not be. Eh, whatever. I got the picks. And that's Clive. This absolutely is the office. Should we talk to him or should... I mean... I guess let's try to talk to him. We have the option of braining him whenever I feel like it is appropriate.
Whoa now. And just what do you figure you're doing up here? These are my private quarters, friend. I don't allow tours up here. I don't allow tours ever on deeper consideration.
You got blood on your shirt? Right there? No, lower.
Certain things require a mess to do well. See, I was just killing sometime.
Yeah, no, yeah, I get it.
Prepare my dinner by my own hand. Nothing like fresh and bloody Borstwurst.
Okay, sorry to disturb you. Now I guess we'll ask, oh, those parts are from Sisty Pigs?
I do own a factory known for specializing in the canning of Borstwurst. On occasion, I like to imbibe other parts of the Sisty Pig. Did you fancy me a cannibal? Perish the thought. No, I don't eat the bodies, I disappear. A joke, that last was. So, what can I do for you? My full attention is at your disposal.
I'm not saying you shouldn't vex this guy, but if you do, it's been nice knowing you.
While I approve of your associate's cautious nature, I still teeter on the verge of losing my patience. Let us move forward with the present proceedings.
I think they're trying to give off an air of menace, but like, we walked in here with 2 miniguns and a grenade launcher and also like actual sorcery and teleportation, and you're a man in a smock, so... I mean, maybe we should try to like get him to pay us a ransom and then kill him? Yeah, let's see if we can do that. Sublight sent me to kill you, but I'm sure we could work something out.
By Sublight, you mean Catherine, do you not? That greedy, star-crossed sow. Listen, friend. The Borst King of Monarch does not negotiate with coveters. How about you bring me Catherine's severed head, and I will gift you a lifetime supply of Borst.
No, that's, you know, hey, I'll think it over. No, you know what? I'm gonna tell him I'll kill Catherine for him.
Oh, the king will make it awful worth your while. In fact, he would fancy to mount her head right above his desk. Make it so, and make it swift, and the king shall reward you with a mountain of cysty flesh like you cannot believe.
Imagine thinking that that's gonna convince somebody to do anything at all for you. Yeah, I should probably go. And then you should get back to what you were doing? Okay.
I've been waiting for this. Perfection.
Yeah, real intimidating there. Alright, well, I guess we'll take all this stuff. I mean, it's covered in blood, but, you know, we could rinse it. Honestly, I'm just gonna sell it. Also, why is it stealing to take the stuff from in here, from his personal supplies, but it's not stealing to take things in other parts of the building? Alright, I guess that was that. Boy, they didn't have any interest in making that like an interesting decision in any way, huh? Welcome, King. How may the system assist you today? If you would like to terminate a personnel's probationary period, please select the corresponding personnel file after entering your password. Let's look at the personnel files, and then we'll look at the personal files. All files have been terminated. Well, no, that's not correct. There are definitely still workers. Okay, personal files. Executive dictation 056. Who would have thought it, am I right? Whole factory ripe for the taking. None the wiser save for me. And now the king, I reckon. Who is also me, but different. Better. I know it ain't wise to be so fanciful, but it grows so lonely, just me and the pigs, and the machinery. And now the king. The others will come soon, though, to work for me. The laborers. Gotta start small, but then we'll build, and we'll feed, and we'll feed, and we'll feed. Dictation 108. The king can scarcely believe how awful fine it's all gone. I came from nothing, but now I am a self-made man, rich in meat and money beyond what one can believe. Power and privacy are mine. Everything I ought ever to desire is mine, except for... And the king, he may not have been with me from the beginning, but he was the first to arrive. He kept me from being alone. That is for true. Don't think I could forget nor escape that fact. This is the case with every person who ever describes them as a self-made man. I'm a self-made man on account of all the people who worked for me and the value of whose labor I stole. Dictation 113. I think I got it. And any personnel, and I don't care if they be a line worker or the janitor or a star's damn cysty pig, we shall tell them to call the king by his rightful moniker, and do it properly. None of this Slaughterhouse Clive pig shit, or I will show them a slaughter they won't ever forget. Did I make myself clear enough? No, actually that's kind of confusing. 'Cause, like, is it the case that they won't forget the slaughter if the slaughter kills them so that they no longer know about... How does forgetting work if you're dead? I don't know, whatever. This whole place sucks, and we're done with it. Sorry, we're probably not done. I haven't stolen all the things yet. Get it? This is the green one. This is the Soylent Green. I'm gonna take all this stuff and sell it. And then I guess we could just take the elevator. Let's finish exploring. There are some rooms that we have yet to discover and loot. Where does this go? Is this just another exit? Well, it kind of seems like that lever didn't do anything at all. Oh no, here we go. Alright, this goes further down. So none of those science weapons, none of the stuff we read about was in here, right? Everything was in the other place that Catherine wanted us to go after this? I think? Okay, this just takes us back down to the factory floor, where we have already been, you know, thorough-ish. I did miss looting that one corpse, but I think aside from that, we've gotten done what needs to get done here. Yeah, I guess let's just get out. We'll take that elevator back up to his office. Never mind, hold on. There's more garbage to steal. Okay. Now we'll take that elevator back up and then take the other elevator. Oh, I guess we're stealing in his office because my disguise device doesn't work in the office. It just, somehow it just knows that that's a place where it's okay for it not to be on. I really don't think that's a very interesting system, to be perfectly honest with you. I suppose it would be I don't know how else you would manage a disguise system. It's already the case that you have to find an ID cartridge, so that wouldn't be too different from just putting disguises in all of those places. But I guess it would be weird to have to, like, manage transitioning in and out of your disguises manually, as opposed to this system they have now, which is automatic, but also kind of, like, weirdly nonsensical. Well, why don't we unseal the door? And then kill the robots, because they're here. And I like loot.
Covering you! Down they go!
That one doesn't... Hi, how you doing? It's, going alright? Okay, he finally woke up and then immediately died. That was pretty weird, right? That they just didn't aggro through most of the combat? Well, whatever. We're done with the Borst factory. We burned everything to the ground.
We can head up this path if you want to shoot your way through a few nightmares on your way up.
Yeah, that sounds okay. Are those guys the nightmares? Probably not. Oh, that might be one of them. Just loot this guy casually during the battle. Feels like my allies have it under control. I'm just gonna let them do that. Like this. I'll say this for Felix and Nyoka. They are a formidable pair. They really make it so that I don't have to pay very much attention to what is going on. And if I'm not teleporting Felix into battle, he does have a tendency to survive a little bit better. I guess we had to go over there and loot that guy they killed. Hey, what a surprise. He doesn't really have anything valuable. Okay, hold on. Where am I going? So, of course, the, No? What? I clicked on the word journal. Okay, that's just Codex glowing. That would take us back to Fallbrook, which we definitely don't need to do. Yeah, we're just continuing on forward. So I guess let's have, there we go. Let's have Hayes' grave be the mark. Turns out we're almost there, and there's some wildlife or whatever around here. I have too much hubris to have any fear left.
Looks like we're doing this.
I almost hit that one. I very nearly contributed a small amount. Okay, see that guy? That guy I touched. That mattered. It is super weird that they don't let you use the breakdown controls on gear that you find just laying on the ground. You can only do it if you're taking it out of a container.
Rats. Let's clear this sulfur-sodden fucks out so Hayes can rest in peace.
Yeah, I mean, easy enough. We want to try to sneak up on one of the spitters. It would be nice if we weren't getting vomited on by every possible enemy. Alright, I'm going for him.
I love a good brawl.
That was a good start. I don't even know if these things are armored, but I do know he's not armored anymore.
My time to shine.
And we use Felix mostly for the chance to reset Nyoka. Look, I'm helping. You guys do all the hard work and I'll swat him one. Right on the nose. Right, where's that one that we killed right at the beginning? Ah, whatever. Who even cares? Okay, let's do the thing here. So wait, we're unearthing him to get the medallion? Is that the idea? Through tooth marks and the gradual wearing away of sulfide, you can barely make out an epitaph carved into this tombstone's face. Got himself eaten, doing the right thing. Alright, well... Buried near the surface of Hayes' grave is a small lockbox, its hinges rusted through and its wood almost completely rotted. It nearly falls apart in your hands, but in it you manage to find a tarnished silver medallion bearing the letters Charon. Okay, that's one. Where's the next
Hayes
one?
was the best self-sacrificing son of a saint I ever met. Halcyon is worse off without him. Now, if we're gonna lure the Manta Queen out, we'll need to find Rebecca and Anders. They took a UDL contract on Terra 2. We never heard from them again. Think it's time I call in a favor with Hiram. If anyone can track them down, it's him.
Okay, this is going to be a little bit larger in scope than I had imagined. Hold on, tell me about this UDL contract.
I don't know much about it. It paid well, so they took it. They said they'd be back in a couple of weeks, and that maybe we could all use the money to get off Monarch. That was a long time ago.
But you didn't try and find them?
I should have. I really should have. But soon after they left, Hayes and the others died. And to be honest, after him, I stopped trying. Because it hurt like hell to do so.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Now I feel a little bit bad about harassing her about it. For what it's worth, I'm glad you're trying to confront it.
Thanks. I'm still not convinced I won't come to regret it, but we've started down this path. Might as well see it through. Maybe it'll stop me screaming at night. Now come on, let's make tracks before Hiram dies of old age.
Okay, so that's gonna be a little bit in the distance here. Hiram is not our primary concern at this moment. I guess we gotta go back and turn in this thing that we just did for Catherine before she gives us the next job anyway, right? Let's just warp back there and do that. Tell her I beat Clive to death with an old tossball stick. This one, see? I got proof right here. You can still see bits of skull on it. And then she'll be happy, and she'll give us all of her worldly possessions, and you know how this works. Alright, it's... this one? That one.
Catherine Malin could sour milk just by glaring at it.
That's a really weird
Well,
thing for you to...
so long as you ain't on her bad side. Then she's liable to drown you in the waterfall.
It's weird for them to be talking about Catherine Malin by her full name when we're 10 feet away from her, but okay.
Please say the Oda corpse you're wearing is Clive's.
Well, it's not just Clive's, but yes. Slaughterhouse Clive is deceased. How is I've heard all I need to know a thing that could be said in this situation?
Not much boast to that declaration. Am I to take that to mean you didn't kill him?
What? I killed the holy hell out of him. How many knuckleheads did you send to murder him? Of course it was me.
Hired more than we're successful, can tell you that. Still, this ought to compensate for your troubles. And take an aromatic. You stink like Sisty Pig.
Yeah, it was like shin deep in there, man. All right, well, that's enough for now. I really don't need a room. All right, let's definitely make sure that we stop by a merchant here, because I have a lot of stuff we can unload really quickly. Are we just gonna push up to 100 inspiration? Is that what we're doing with our skill points for the next while? Yeah, probably. Seems like a fine way to handle things. Why even fight the enemies myself when I can just have my army of hired goons do it? Alright, where is... the merchant's like in the next building over, right? Yeah, here we go. Hey, you.
Hungry? I'm famished myself. No rubbernecking.
Okay, still a weird interaction. Sell junk? There we go, that was 3,500 credits worth of junk. I suppose I should also repair my stuff. Oh, for bits? No. I'm gonna repair all my stuff effectively for free. Make sure that he doesn't have anything else I want to buy. Oh, okay. Yeah, like weapon parts and armor have functionally no... weapon parts and armor parts have basically no value, so... See, that seems like the sensible way to do that. Also, I should remember to spend my perks. So, we're going to be able to get tier 3 stuff with our perk points after this one I'm about to spend. That's pretty cool. And you know what? I think I'm going to take this. Just like, carrying capacity makes the game less annoying. And it feels bad to be spending perk points for that reason. But I don't want to have to go into my inventory quite as often. I could also just stop picking things up, but then how am I going to get 3,500 credits that I don't need? So wait, do we already have Catherine's thing, or do I need to talk to her again? She definitely was talking about me doing another job for her, and she said she wanted me to do this first. Hold on, we might actually have to talk to her again.
Speaking to my left ear, will you? Right one's damaged. Last we talked, I only got half of what you said. Well, I'm half listening.
No, I guess there's nothing else to do here. Okay. So. Hiram is... over there? What do we want to be doing right now? We do still have to go to the information broker at the top of Devil's Peak. I get this is probably the thing to focus on for the moment. I guess let's get this done, because we're going to want to go back to the ship at some point here. Like, we got to get Max back and bring Max over to Fallbrook. And alright. Travel to Devil's Peak. Let's do that thing. Let's do it by teleporting forward to the closest point. Okay, that's not a fast travel point. So these are these things that are picked out on my map here, are these the different routes that we can take? I was not really expecting there to be more than one pin on the map with this mission selected. I guess we'll just run over there and see. I'm a little worried that if I fast travel to the Borst Factory, it's going to put me inside the Borst Factory instead of right outside of it, so... trying to minimize loading screens here.
So tell me, what do you eat when you're out exploring? It's trail rations, right?
No, that stuff will turn your stomach purple.
What? But I love trail rations. Rizzo's makes them with extra Sisty bits.
You ought to try something without so many additives. Something pure. Vodka comes to mind.
So it must just be the case that the developers don't find the word cyst as gross as I do? 'Cause it's like... very upsetting to me that everybody keeps saying cyst in relation to food. Alright, so we want to go through the pass over here and then up the hill from there. And also, we may as well smash enemies on the way there. No point in not getting all this XP, right? Okay. I think they're setting each other on fire. I think that's why we're always hearing so much screaming from behind us. Alright, so we were advised not to just try to run straight up the peak. And part of me wants to be a contrarian and just ignore that advice. Another part of me thinks maybe we ought to check out this cavern because there might be cool stuff in the cavern. No longer function well when the ground is far beneath you. No, thanks. Thing is, I just don't need the perk points. Like, to a certain extent... Okay, I have to do a transition here. To a certain extent, it doesn't really, we don't get anything out of it. We're just, like, taking a reduction in effectiveness for a bonus that we don't at all need. Well, this cavern's cool looking, at least. Even if it ends up not having a huge amount of utility. Because it may well be the case that we could have just run up the mountain and killed whatever was in the way, because enemies are not very dangerous.
We gotta cross it. First we go under, then hook around to the left, then up and over.
Okay, but before we do any of that, we walk in the wrong direction on purpose. Because loot. Hi! That didn't really learn him. He doesn't look all that learned. Damn it. It's possible that you get you're slowed down a little bit too much by having a power attack charged up, because it's trivial for enemies to just decide they don't want to be fighting you anymore. Like, that guy just turned around and walked away, and I couldn't chase him because I was charging. Is that okay? Munisol, that's pretty whatever. Also, I feel like maybe the animations for the companion abilities are a little bit long. Like, we don't need to see Nyoka drink from a bottle and then throw the bottle aside every single time. We get the joke, we get the character beat, but mechanically, I'm really incentivized to press that button every single time it lights up in combat. I'm just saying, maybe I don't need an animation at all. Maybe she could just do the thing. If anywhere near the lockpick skill. Okay, there's not a Manta Queen around here. Hey, Felix. I should probably have led with Nyoka so that I could use Felix to potentially reset her.
We all in one piece?
Yeah, combat's pretty whatever. Maybe we're over-leveled and over-geared. I mean, we kind of can't be, right? All of the gear we have is from here. So I'm not really getting the sense that any of these enemies are dangerous in any way. I'm taking more damage from Nyoka than I am from these guys. Yes, thank you. It was extremely nice, is the thing. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we are taking the path that is supposed to be less dangerous, so it does make some sense that it's not that dangerous. Maybe I should have just run straight up the mountain.
Tunnel here.
Kind of weird for her to say tunnel here at that moment. Because, like, not really, right? We are not actually at that tunnel.
Heads up, jackass!
That'll show him. Yeah, I sort of don't even need to be here. I feel like I could just step to the side. They have it. They have it under control. That was 2 Manta Queens. Turns out that they're all just kind of dumb wildlife. Alright, well. So we hook around here and up.
Ah, shit. That's a big one.
Ooh.
You can tiptoe around to the left or go in guns blazing. Up to you. I vote the latter.
Alright. We're not really running a democracy here, but sure. And also, there's a guy up there who we probably want to talk to, so I guess open up. The Manta Queen was not even slightly disturbed until after that whole animation. Okay, we're gonna slow down. We're gonna go for status effects. I mean, it seems like all of the status effects are on already. She sure has a lot of them. This is not... It's like an incredibly compelling combat experience. Ah, take that. Very, very slowly take that. Okay, well that was easy. Pro tossball blocker, not useful. Why would you ever do any defense when you can just do more offense? Hey, how's it going?
That assist was a violation of corporate law if I ever saw one. Since it was to my benefit, and we're largely in lawless lands, I'll look the other way. C3 owes you one, stranger. You haven't seen Constance, have you? Ah, there's her torso. And that'll be her legs over yonder, never mind. I'm Bertold.
What in the void are you thinking, creeping around a Mana Queen like that?
At the time, I was thinking, please don't see me, oh law, I don't want to die, nah. Now I'm thinking it was stupid to come in here.
And, well, what are you doing here?
Killing marauders and hooligans, as I am handsomely paid to do. Of course, as me and Constance discovered, they ain't the only forms of life inhabiting these caverns. I owe you a debt for saving my neck, stranger, and I mean to pay it. There's a station up the way. It's where my C3s are posted. We can talk more there where it's safe. I'll be on my way, once I've gathered up Constance's parts.
I don't know, man. It feels like you don't really need to do that. They're probably not going to do you any good at this point. I don't know, whatever. Let the man live his life, I suppose. So, awful lot of people have ended up dead in here. I wonder if these are all people who came into the cave and got jumped by the mantisaurs, or if the mantisaurs drag people back to their queen. It just seems odd that there would be so many people in here. Unless they were getting moved post-mortem, because why would you come in here? I mean, it's pretty. I guess I'll give it that. Alright, let's find our way up to this information broker at long last. Wait, did I... Yep, this is the way we're supposed to go. But that means that there's probably loot over this way.
Here they come! Let's window!
These don't even really... Yeah, they seem to die in a single hit. At this point, I almost feel like the game might benefit from a sort of an Earthbound style. Oh, you got close to a trivial enemy, it just dies. Here's all your stuff. Wait, nope, that's a different melee weapon. Here we go.
Incoming!
Wait, don't run over there. Okay, there we go.
Everyone all right?
Did I hit him with the tossball bat so hard his limbs blew off? That doesn't even make sense. Alright, what was back here? Oh, you know, just some dudes, just some marauders. Managed to landmine themselves into a tiny, tiny room with no way out. I mean, I guess it's better than fighting the Manta Queen. Except that, you know, obviously she's not all that tough, really. Alright, show me something really cool as a reward for coming in here. Nope, just the same old garbage that we find everywhere, I guess. Okay, well. The XP alone is worth the detour. We should maybe actually look at what our newly available perks are. Or I suppose we could just wait until we actually have a point to put into them. Mostly, though, I'm trying to fend off the suspense. I don't know if I can take it. Let's see if there is, in fact... Yeah, I guess we should look now so that we know whether it is, in fact, worth taking potentially taking a penalty if another one becomes available. Is there cool stuff? More science weapon damage. More damage when low on health. Headshot kills deal 25% of their damage to enemies within 2.5 meters. That's pretty cool, although 2.5 meters is maybe too short of a range. Next attack after a kill is a crit. And you use the inhaler. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. We might take that one. Ranged attacks reduce the target's armor rating by 1 point per hit, which can stack multiple times. Real good with a minigun. I do like doubled skill bonus from the stuff that's in our armor. A massive amount of extra carrying capacity. Okay, so some of these are pretty good. Melee damage returned as health seems okay. Just flat plus 20% damage. Oh no, whenever you are affected by a harmful combat effect. That doesn't seem that good. Okay, so there's some good stuff in there, but like nothing we need to be in a huge hurry to pick up.
And here we are. Told you we'd make it in one piece. Station ain't too far now.
So wait, what's this way? Is this is what we skipped by coming up through the cavern, I guess? Well, I mean, there's all this XP just sitting out there. Can't just leave it. Yeah, my teammates are doing a lot more damage than I am. I am a small percentage of our total output. But sort of as I predicted, it doesn't actually seem like just walking up the thing was all that dangerous.
I am a storm.
And I mean, are we going to find any enemies here that are more dangerous than the Mega Mantisaur Queen? Hey Felix, go handle that. Aw, I was gonna help. Is he okay? I really didn't think that was gonna be a challenge. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the problem is that we're just like overdeveloped. Yeah, I'm doing more side quests and stuff than the developers thought people would actually do. Because we're getting pretty close now to being out of useful stuff to gain. You know, just thinking about like the pretty small number of remaining perks that look interesting, and also the fact that we're pretty close to capping 2 of like the 3 major skills I care about.
How the hell did marauders navigate the caverns?
If you're living up in a tower on a place called Devil's Peak, you might be some type of serial villain.
To be honest, I'm surprised it's still standing. Every time I set foot inside, I half expect the tower to fall over.
This station's under the protection of the corporate compliance crew. You a marauder? 'Cause me and my sunshine, that's my gun if you were wondering, we don't take kindly to marauders.
What marauders?
Is that a trick question? Never mind. Marauders ain't smart enough to be asking those. That's good, I guess, as I wasn't looking forward to double tapping you. You're clear, but I would caution you against pressing on ahead. This station's plumb crawling with marauders, you know?
Well, shouldn't you be, like, doing something about that? It's your job to protect the station.
Me and Sunshine are doing exactly what we've been tasked with, and that's guarding these big old Devil's Peak horns.
So, more of an environmental conservation sort of thing. Well, why don't you help me kill these marauders?
There is nothing I'd enjoy more, but the C3s play it by the book. Usually. Go petition the boss man. Maybe you can convince him to alter my duties. You ought to talk to my crew. They're guarding a small barracks to the southeast, by the edge of the mountain.
Really weird line reads on this NPC. Sorry, how do I find the other C3s?
See that path that runs underneath that giant archway? Follow it on down. There's a little station near the cliff. You'll find the rest of my crew there.
Okay, well, we could, I suppose, convince her to come and help, but, like, do we need her to? What are the odds that there's going to be anything in here that I can't handle? Ooh, they do have some big mechanicals. I mean, I suppose the smart thing to do would be to go and recruit assistants. Especially since we saved that guy and everything, like, I'm sure they'll be just chomping at the bit to help us. Wait, these are also marauders. Did I go the wrong way? Well, whatever, let's kill them. We're here already, we may as well. Howdy.
That's the last of them.
Okay, well, these aren't quite the C3s we were looking for. It's weird that there would be a marauder camp in between her and her people, because you have to assume that she got here from the camp that we're looking for. Whatever. Whatever, it's fine, I guess. It's just they're doing a game design at us in a way that sort of invalidates the story they're trying to tell, but... Oh, there's a lot of little pathways around here. Maybe I went the wrong way? Yeah, it seems like there were just like a lot of different options for ways to climb up this mountain.
Out of my way!
When he actually knocks them down, when they actually go down because of it, it is a very entertaining animation. I'll give it that.
That had to hurt!
Alright, well, I'm fairly confident that we could just kill every marauder in the entire universe at this rate. Seems like maybe combat troubles are a thing of the past. I kind of feel like maybe part of the problem is the regen. Like, the fact that I'm expending no resources at all in each combat, and that would be true even if I was using a gun, because we're at, what, 3,000 of each type of ammo? Yeah. So every fight that I start, I'm fighting at effectively 100% resources, and nothing is even the tiniest bit challenging. I don't know, man. It just feels like there's something off about the design and the balance here. You know what? I think we are probably just going to go ahead and take on this information broker thing ourselves. We don't need any help, and maybe this fight will be difficult enough to be interesting if it's just the three of us. But that does sound like a real tomorrow sort of thing. I think that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time for maybe a small combat challenge. Let's hope. And we'll see you then.